Hello and welcome to the Dutchin channel. It's Good Friday, 29th of March 2024, and it's approaching 5:30 in the evening. We're going to give you the results today from Newcastle, Lingfield and Chelmsford, let you know how we got on. First of all, we're going to look into our results spreadsheet, and you can see down in the right hand corner there, I might just have to lift this up a bit for some of you, that we made a profit again today, £171.66. Newcastle, that was just about our money back. We made a £3.46 profit at Newcastle, and then Chelmsford was an £18.20 profit, but most of the money came today from Lingfield. We ended up with a £150 profit there, with 5 winners out of the 7 races. So we'll go back into that in just a moment, but onto the spreadsheet of the profit and loss, and you can see now that in 24 days the profit now is £3,122.99. I did get a few of you inquire and a couple sign up to start off in the April month of subscription, so if you did want to join, there's still some spaces left. I don't want to take too much money on, because if I end up winning quite a bit again like this month, then you know that they'll be looking at you, they'll want to ban you. But if you did want to subscribe, then of course just send your email to the one at the bottom of the screen and I can send you some details on it if you're interested. But yeah, so we've made 452 bets now in that amount of time, and of course this is where the problem lies. It's £22,600, but of course this is not just what's sitting in the bank ready to lay. This is from the first bet of the month, where you win and you place another bet, and then you win, you place another bet. So overall, all it's cost me is £1,000, but of course the £1,000 is still there, and the profit on top of that. And the end figure here would have been 24.98 points up on whatever your stake would have been. So if you would have staked £200, you would have had a £10 stake plan, which would have been this 24.98. So you would have profited in those 24 days £249.80, and you still would have had your £200 within the bank. And as long as you just leave that money in the bank and it keeps profiting, then you keep profiting. And that, you know, that's £250. You've done no work for it. I do all of it. So if you were interested in coming in, then as I say, just go to the bottom of the screen and give us an email. That's all you've got to do there. But we're now going to go into the racing for today, and starting with the first race at Newcastle. We started all right there. Cuban Tiger. I didn't think I was going to hold on at one point, but it managed it. So that was our first win, but it wasn't a total win there. It was our third selection, but it was still good enough for a profit. Then the second race, we had Pridwin, which won at 12.2. So the thing is with my system and my form, it doesn't do anything for the jockey. And of course, the jockey that should have rode that today, Benoit de la Sayette, got stuck in traffic, which I blame him, because you should leave earlier. And Danny Tadhope came in and replaced him. But I couldn't really tell you any jockey that rides my horses or any trainers. All I focus on is the horse, nothing else. Anybody could ride it at all. It's the horse underneath you that's got to win. Then into the 225, Fire Demon. This one came late and won as it liked, really. This was my third selection, so yet again it wasn't 100% one, but it was still a profit. Then in the 3 o'clock, this was our first loser. This was Cloud Cover, but I didn't even have the second anyway, just a spark. This was quite a disappointing race. I had the third, but should have done better really. Then into the 3:35, big handicap this, 5,000 to 1, obviously owned by the King Power from Leicester, because that was their price when they won the division. And that duly won at 10.7, so that was good for me. I enjoyed that win. And then we went into race 6. And this was another bad one really. Elegant Man goes off favourite. They've all applauded it and everything else, but I couldn't see it. I still can't see it. But I did have the second and third in Penzance and Hooking, but they were duly beaten really. So no excuses there. And then in the 4:40, I really thought I was going to win all the way up to the line, Kingdom Come, and then it got pipped by a short head from a 50 trading horse, Tally's Evolver. But most probably deserved it. He couldn't have pushed Kingdom Come any harder than that, but that was the second home, and I had the third Fantastic Fox as well. But I feel a little bit done by there, but that's life. Then we went to Lingfield. This is where we had 5 out of 7 winners. We started off well. We had God of Thunder. This came through. Never looked like getting beat once it was in front. And then moving into the second race, this was one of our losers. This was in Spiritus. And as you can see here, I betted every horse from the top going down. And the last one would have been in Spiritus. So I just got done before that. But did have the second, the third, the fourth, and the fifth. So again, they were never going to catch this. This was out and gone. And in the 2:40, I only had 3 here. They duly come first, second, and third. But Cephalus won at 5.38, which was the second selection. That went away as well. Then in the 3:15, this was our next loser. And this was Aquam, and if you look again, I do the 6 horses above it, and where is it? The next one down underneath that. But no excuses, I didn't have the second or the third, so deserved to lose really. Then into the 3:50, my top selection came through here. That was Bosch at 5.78, so that won quite nicely. Then if you look at this race here, 13 round, this is the 4:25. I've got the first 4 home, but not in the right order. But the winner here was Rachnar at 7.34. But if you did the TriCast there, it would have paid because you had a 29.6 raced into second and a 9.49 coming to third. So that was a good, even if you'd done the forecast, you'd have picked up well on that one. But once again, that got to the front, but they didn't get to it. And then in the 5 o'clock, this just romped away. This was the most impressive winner of the day, I think, Pandora's Gift. As soon as he said go, it went, and it just went further and further away. And again, if you would have combinated the first 3 up there, you would have had Mart. That was second. Then moving into Chelmsford, the first race was a no bet. Then our third selection, Dark Side Prince, it was favourite anyway at 4.62, and this won quite easily as well. But I had nothing to go with that. And then in the 2:50, Brunel Nation, this was favourite and this won, but I had it so far down that there was just a couple of quid to come back. There was nothing there, but I did have the second, which was Old Chums, and the third and the fourth, but they were never getting to that favourite. And then we move on to the 3:25. This was a big winner for me here, Merry Jig. This one at 17. This was the third of my selections. And I felt I was so unlucky not to get the forecast there. With an 148 SP price Star Legend that finished third. But again, that was a nice winner to have. It's nice to get them bigger price ones. Then in the 4 o'clock, May night won this. I was nowhere at all really. I did have the second guitar, but that near enough went a favourite, so it was expected to be there. It did close down towards the end, but was never getting there. And then the 435, this was another one. Did open a lot bigger than the SP of 12.2, but Too Tempting came through and won that one convincingly. I did have quite a lot in here, stake-wise, but that's only because all the prices were in double figures, all of them that I had. And I had the second, the third, and the fourth. So again, if you combinated all those up and did a tri-cast, it would have been a heavy one. And then into the last race, Rocket Warrior got to the front, never got headed, and where did I have it? Again, the one after I'd done the 6 above. Had the second and third, but they were never challenging really. So that's how today's panned out. And after I've done this, I will put on tomorrow's selections just as you can see them as they are now. There's not going to be any matchbook exchange prices because it's too early and there's nothing in the liquidity in the markets at this time of night. So I will upload the selections for tomorrow. There's quite a bit of racing tomorrow. I didn't get time to do the World Cup out in Maidan because there's so much racing coming up. There's 6 meetings Sunday, there's 9 meetings on Monday, and I'm on Sunday already at the moment, so it's just too much work for me to start getting every meeting on. I just can't manage it. So I will give all the selections out after this. But otherwise, as I said, if you do wanna subscribe, then do that and just email me. And if not, we'll catch up later on. Enjoy the rest of your evening.